Hey guys, it's Becky. Welcome to my channel and another what I think will be a vlog. I'll explain why I look so terrible in a minute. I don't know if I'm gonna put this up at all. I don't know if it's gonna be a weekly vlog. I don't know if it's gonna be a daily vlog. I have no clue. But I wanted to document at least what's going on. I plan to document what's going on as long as I feel like it. If you watched weekly vlog 12, at the end of that video, I said that I had gotten sick on Easter night. I thought it was a stomach virus, and it turned out that it was COVID. So since Sunday, in my time, it is the Thursday after Easter. So it's the Thursday after that Sunday when I got sick. I was really sick Sunday night into early Monday morning. Still really sick, but not like as sick as I was Sunday, all day Monday. Tuesday I started to feel better, and I was convinced that I had a stomach virus because I figured if it was COVID, it wouldn't have gone away that quickly, or gotten better that quickly. I should say not gone away. So I thought it's got to be a stomach virus. But because the issues I was having are also COVID symptoms, which what isn't these days? You stub your toe, it's a COVID symptom. You got a paper cut, it's a COVID symptom. So whatever symptom you have, the doctors are like, well, I'm sorry, we can't see you because you're having symptoms of COVID. And I'm like, I have so many things to say about that. I watched my parents struggle with this when they were sick and had COVID and then had other issues going on and nobody would see them. And I thought, you know, if anybody's dying or when people are dying of COVID related symptoms, I'm convinced that some of those are because people will not see you because you've had COVID, or you may have COVID, or you have a symptom of COVID. It's like, it's the new scarlet letter. It's just like, they don't want to see you at all because you may have a symptom of COVID, when pretty much anything can be a symptom of COVID because there's so many varying symptoms. It's so different for everybody. And they're still learning so much about it. So anyway, I have a lot to say about that. Tuesday, I asked my husband if he could take off that day instead of his normal day off and take me to get tested. And then tested and then to the doctor, because I needed to see if I had COVID so that I could say, okay, I don't have COVID, I need to go to the doctor because I've got a stomach virus. Well, I went on Tuesday and I got a rapid test and it came back negative. So I called my doctor's office and I said, I'm having these symptoms, I got a COVID test, it was negative, and I need to see somebody about what's going on. And she's like, well, I'm sorry, because you've had COVID symptoms, you can't come in. That was pretty frustrating. So I had to go to the parking lot of the doctor's office and do a phone appointment. And I've never seen this doctor before, but he was really thorough, I feel like. And because I had that negative COVID test that morning, you know, I think he was pretty much ruling out COVID. So he ordered blood work and urine samples and other types of tests that I haven't even done yet because I just haven't had the chance or the ability to do it. And I haven't gotten those results back yet. So that was Tuesday, it's Thursday, still haven't gotten those back yet. He recommended maybe I should get a colonoscopy, which I was really not wanting to do because I just don't want to do that. But after I had that virtual appointment, I went to a non-rapid testing center and got a non-rapid test because I had heard that the rapid tests are not as accurate as the non-rapid tests. So, and I contemplated about not going to the non-rapid test because I was like, well, my rapid test was already negative. And I already been around the girls and kissed them and hugged them. I've been all over the house. I've been touching everything, fixing food, you know, everything. But I went ahead and did it, and I'm glad that I did because last night, which was Wednesday night, I got my non-rapid test results back and it was positive. That was last night. And since then, I've just been kind of like, and I did an Instagram story about it after I found out, and I was like, I don't know what to do because I've been near everybody. I have been all over the kids in their rooms, kissing them. I did school with my youngest yesterday. Made them dinner, made my husband dinner, just, you know, everything. And I feel bad now because, I mean, you would assume that, I don't know, you just assume that you hear that the non-rapids are better than the rapids, but then you see the negative from the rapid and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's probably pretty likely because the girl told me it's only 2% less accurate than the non-rapids. So I'm like, well, the chances of me having COVID are really slim. Well, I guess not. As soon as I found out that I have COVID, I instantly started feeling worse. Because I already have anxiety and I already have POTS, which is a condition where you like pass out or you feel like you're gonna pass out. I already have those two things, and I don't know if the anxiety makes the POTS worse, the POTS makes the anxiety worse. I don't know. But as soon as I found out that I have it, I instantly started feeling worse. I instantly started overanalyzing every symptom I've got, which, you know, are not severe to this point. I would say they were severe on Sunday, and they were pretty severe on Monday. But so far, it seems to be mostly stomach issues, a low-grade fever, headache, but I have a headache usually 4 to 5 days a week anyway, so that's kind of not really something I can even count that. Today I've got lower back pain. That's kind of new. My oxygen's been good. I don't feel like I've lost my taste or smell. I don't feel like I'm having any trouble breathing. So it's been really weird, and I look like death because, I mean, I've just been glomming around in the bed all day Monday. I got up yesterday and felt better. All day Monday I was in bed. Tuesday I was feeling a lot better, so I was, you know, up around the house doing things, still resting, but doing some things here and there. Yesterday I felt a lot better. Was able to eat more. Like I said, did school with my youngest. I did some laundry, cooked dinner, just, you know, normal stuff in between like little sections of like sitting down and trying to rest. But then last night was pretty awful. And I honestly truly think it was nerves more than it was anything to do with COVID, because like I said, I have anxiety. So when I tried to go to sleep last night, I must have fallen asleep, and I woke up with that feeling like I was gonna pass out. Like my heart was racing, and I was feeling weird in my head, like I was just gonna lose consciousness at any minute. And so that scared me to death, and that made the night really rough, because I had bouts of that all night last night, shaky, nervous. So I just feel like it's not because of COVID that I had that happen, but it's due to the fact that I have COVID that made me scared, because they scare you to death. The news scares you to death. They act like that COVID is a death sentence, you know, and I don't want to make lightly of this, because I know that for some people it is, and for some people it's really serious, and it could be really serious for me, and I could still have stuff coming that I don't know. But I don't want you guys to think I'm taking this lightly, because I understand the severity of it. My parents had it really badly in December. My dad was hospitalized. My mom is still having trouble with complications from COVID. My husband had it in early November, so like I know it's severe. But they do. The news and the stuff that you hear and that you read, and even if you try to avoid it, you still hear it, and it scares you to death. So I think that's the main issue for me. At least that's my self-diagnosis of what happened last night. Okay, I've got you propped up on a pillow, and this is a double chin shot and all my lovely neck breakouts. So you're just gonna bear with me, but I figured I'm here by myself anyway. My parents just dropped off lunch. I didn't go near them. And so I'm gonna eat my lunch with you guys. And I don't know where I left off, because I've gotten 8 million phone calls, about 4,000 text messages. Where did I leave off? Okay, my husband found out Wednesday night. We found out Wednesday night that I had COVID. And he'd already been at work all day. Wednesday, all day Tuesday, all day Monday. So basically, at that point, it was too late. The health department called me this morning, and we knew they were going to, because we know this procedure. Like, they call and tell you, like, you've got to quarantine, and now they've changed the quarantine time from 14 days to 10 days. And we knew that if I had to quarantine and my husband had been with me, which of course he has, that he's gonna have to quarantine too. And I think I was saying I was worried, and I'm still kind of concerned, because even though legally they're not supposed to be able to fire you for having to take off for COVID or being exposed to COVID, it still makes me nervous. And my husband's already had to be off work for 2 weeks in November because he had COVID. And then now here we are again, and he's gonna have to take off again. I was really afraid that I'm concerned about that. His boss seems to be okay with it, but at my husband's work, he's the only one that really does what he does. So for 10 days, they're gonna have to like figure out who else is gonna do it. We wanted to get him and the girls tested again. The girls, well, he hasn't been tested again, I don't think, since he got COVID, because they have said before that you can test positive for COVID several months after you had COVID. And since he had COVID in November, we were afraid if he got tested again just to see that it would show up positive and he'd have to quarantine all over again. So he hasn't been tested, and the girls haven't been tested since he had COVID, because we'd all gone to get tested when we'd been around him to make sure we didn't have it, which we didn't. So the plan is, he took the girls to go, he and the girls went to go get tested. It's a non-rapid test, and given the fact that it's Thursday, we probably won't know until, if we're lucky, Saturday, if they are positive. If they're positive, we have to quarantine anyway because of me. And if they're positive, then there's no point in me holding myself up in a room if we already have it anyway. So until then, and that's why I was like, hurry up and get it today as soon as possible. So the sooner you get your samples taken, the sooner you'll get your results back, so that we can find out, like, if they have it or not. If they do, then we will all just continue life as normal. I will be around them, they'll be around me. Of course, I'm not gonna get in their faces in case we have like different strains, and you know, I don't know if you can catch 2 strains at once. I don't know how any of this works. But that's what they're doing. They went to get tested. The health department lady said that he can still, he can still go and do like non-contact things, like grocery pickup, Target pickups, and things like that. So I have a Target pickup that I ordered 2 days ago that has to be picked up today. So he's gonna pick that up while he's out, and then he's home for the next 10 days. Now the good thing is, we were worried he was gonna have to do unemployment, but his boss said that, I don't know if this is something with just their company or if it's like a standard thing that employers have to offer the employees. He gets 10 days of paid quarantine time off. You know, like I said, back in last year it was 14 days, but now the CDC has lowered it to 10 days. So he gets 10 days of paid time off to be home and quarantine. And if he needs more than that for some reason, like if he ends up getting it or whatever, then we have to take unemployment for any days over and above 10 days. But at least those 10 days are covered. And the girls haven't really been going anywhere anyway. They didn't go to church last week because it was spring break, so they didn't have Awana. My youngest daughter's baptism was actually scheduled for next Wednesday, but I had to cancel that, obviously. Loki is looking at me like I'm insane because he's on the other side of the camera and he's like, who are you talking to? Sitting there eating your mac and cheese, talking to yourself in the bed. And I hope and pray that I don't get any more symptoms, because as bad as last night was, I know it could be a lot worse. And that's the scary thing about COVID, is not knowing what's coming next. But I'm trying to be really positive. I'm trying to stay busy while still trying to rest. So right now, I am sitting in my unmade bed. I did get up and brush my hair, whether it looks like it or not. I did brush it. It's dirty, but it's brushed. I don't have any makeup on, but I went ahead and washed my face when I got up this morning. I changed my pants. And then once I get done eating, I was uploading a video to YouTube, which looks like it's done. So once I get done eating, I'm going to brush my teeth, obviously, make my bed, even though I'll probably take a nap later. I'm still gonna make it. And I don't want to stay in bed all day. I have my office to go to. That I told the girls, like, even though my youngest was in there yesterday, I was like, don't go in the office again. Don't go in my bedroom. Like, they have been in here. She was in my bedroom yesterday. She was sitting in my bed yesterday before we knew I had COVID, and she was doing whatever she does over there, just playing her game or something. But I'm like, from now on, don't go in my room. Don't go in the office. I'm gonna make my bed and go downstairs and work at my desk. I mean, honestly, I could sit at my desk and work all day long, every single day, and never run out of stuff to do. Between homeschooling and YouTube and paying all the bills and calling all the companies and doing all the things that I do, I could never run out of stuff to do at my desk. So I'm gonna work at my desk for a little while, as long as I feel like it. I mean, this is all contingent upon nothing changing and feeling okay. I'll do that for a little while. They're gonna pick up lunch on the way home. So then I'll probably take a nap later this afternoon, try to anyway. Once kids start getting home from school, it gets kind of loud because you know how kids are. Not my kids, other kids in the neighborhood, like run up and down the street and yell and everything. But I'll try to take a nap. I really needed to film tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna feel like filming or not, but If I feel like washing my hair tonight, now technically I feel like it right now. I'm just kind of weak and shaky. That's what bothers me, like when I stand up and I'm walking around. I do get winded, but I don't feel like I'm having a hard time breathing. I just get winded like, I guess like you would if you were out of shape, but I'm not out of shape. So I don't know if that's from COVID. I don't know if it's from being dehydrated. I don't know if it's from being pretty sedentary the last few days, or maybe it's from all those things. But I'm like, if I can wash my hair tonight, and if I have a good night tonight, sleep-wise, technically, this is the perfect time for me to, I don't want to say catch up with stuff at my desk and in my office, because I would never catch up, but get stuff done. It's the perfect time for me to film. And I'm hoping that I feel good enough to be productive. My battery's dying. This is not meant for me to film. But like I said, this is all my thoughts and opinions right now. If I get worse, then obviously there may not be any more to this video. If I continue to feel this way or better, then I'm hoping to film little snippets throughout the day to kind of give you guys my experience with this. Everybody's is different. Like I said, I've seen it hit people, including my own family, really, really hard. My dad was hospitalized. My mom is still struggling. My husband was really sick, but he recovered from all we know fully, and he's fine. And of course, what you hear on the news, and you hear personal stories and everything. So I'm hoping that my case is mild. Of course, everybody hopes that. I'm hoping and praying that mine is mild. The girls don't have it, that he doesn't have it. Although I will say it would be easier if they did. It doesn't mean I want them to have it. I'm just saying it would be easier if they did, because then I wouldn't have to be useless for the next 10 days. I could actually go about life as normal and homeschool them and do things around the house and, you know, be around you know how moms are. We're like hummingbirds. We're like all over the place. And if I'm supposed to be just like staying in 1 or 2 rooms and not being near anybody, and I miss them, you know, I don't know. I'm with them 24/7. And I'm their primary caregiver, not just by necessity, but by choice. We chose to homeschool. I chose to be a stay-at-home mom long before we chose to homeschool. And I did that because I was, number one, we were financially able to. Not that it was always easy, because it wasn't. But we were able to make it. Sometimes we're easier than others. But also because I never wanted to be anything else besides a mom. Yes, I have an entrepreneurial spirit and I like creating things and stuff like that. But as far as going to college and getting a job in a certain field, I went to college. I got an associate's degree because that's all I really wanted to do, was just get in and get out. But I never used my degree because I knew I really just wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And I know a lot of people have that wish and they don't get to do that. So the fact that I got to do that and have gotten to do that now for over 17 years has been a tremendous blessing. And then adding on top of that, being able to homeschool them. My youngest daughter the whole time, my oldest daughter since the middle of 4th grade, has been a huge blessing that I never even thought would happen. It was never on my radar. And so to not be with them, and they're still here, but it's not the same. You know, you can't just randomly go hug them, or you can't sit on the couch and watch TV with them, or whatever. And again, I'm not downplaying or making it seem light of people who have had worse situations, whether it be COVID or anything else. I realize there's people that have worse situations. I realize there's people that are in hospitals and they don't even get to see their kids at all passing by in the hallway or hear their voices or anything. I know that. But that doesn't negate my feelings. And that doesn't negate the struggles of my situation. Just because there's always somebody who's going to have it worse, it's still hard and it's still upsetting and it's still frustrating. So anyway, that is where we are. That's what's going on. That is the plan for now. Okay guys, it is 10:45 and I am going to attempt to go to sleep. I'm trying to be quiet because the girls are asleep. I just washed my face again and put on a little bit of moisturizer. I did not do very much with skincare. I did wash my hair when I took my shower, which I think was too much. I got really tired in the shower and really out of breath. My heart was racing really hard, and I think that's because of my POTS condition that I have. But regardless, that's not normally an issue that I have. I think my POTS is being exaggerated because of COVID. So anyway, it's probably a mistake, but I wanted to wash my hair because I wanted to feel clean, and also I was hoping tomorrow to film for you guys. I'm hoping I feel like filming some sit-down videos. I probably won't, but I thought if I feel a lot better tomorrow, then I'm gonna be up here by myself anyway. I might as well do something productive. I was productive today for the most part. You know, I balanced the checkbook and I uploaded both videos for next week and responded to some Instagram comments and stuff. But of course, sitting in bed all day is just super annoying. The worst symptom today, other than the POTS condition, like the racing heart, the feeling lightheaded, that kind of stuff, feeling shaky and weak, my head throbbing, is my lower back pain. That's a symptom that started today that is supposed to be a symptom of COVID, or I don't know. I mean, I don't think everybody has it, but my mom had it. I know Ellen DeGeneres talked about having back pain. So I just took 2 more Tylenol, even though it's feeling some better now. I went ahead and took 2 more Tylenol just because that way, hopefully it won't like start up really bad in the middle of the night and keep me from sleeping if I can even go to sleep. So that's all you missed, other than me looking like death. But this is just kind of the reality right now. At least my hair is clean. It stopped raining, so I've got the windows open, so that's nice. Loki's been in here with me all day, so that's been nice. And like I said earlier, I've gotten so many nice messages from so many of you guys. It's been really supportive and helpful, and sending prayers. I really appreciate that. I got to talk to my mom on the phone for like 2.5 hours, so that was fun. And I don't care how old you are, knowing that your parents are there for you is an amazing feeling. That's my day today. I'm hoping tomorrow that I'm able to at least, if the POTS symptoms will get better tomorrow, then I'll feel more like milling around here in the room. I did dust a little bit, but I would like to maybe straighten up the bathroom a little bit. I would like to maybe film tomorrow, which I could still film with my POTS symptoms. It's just I don't want to get ready and take the time to do that and then film, and I don't want to be not feeling my best when I film, because I think that translates into the video, and I realize I'm making this video when I don't feel my best and it's kind of low energy, but that feels different. It's a vlog, and so it feels like it's more appropriate to do that in this type of setting, video setting. But if it's like a sit-down video that you know, is more topical or informational, it doesn't really feel like the right time to be, you know, feeling crummy. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Hopefully I will feel good enough to talk to you guys tomorrow, so hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, it is the next day. It is 11:13, and as you can see, we have a little change of scenery. I slept pretty good last night actually, and I was really worried about that because I had such a rough night the night before. But I slept really good. I mean, I don't want to say really good, but I slept pretty good. And I feel better, I think. I hate to say that, than yesterday. My back still hurts annoyingly. Like, it's not excruciating, but it does still hurt. And I still feel shaky and weird and kind of, I don't want to say dizzy, but again, that could be my POTS. That could have nothing to do with COVID particularly. Now maybe COVID is making it worse, but those are my worst symptoms right now, is my back and feeling shaky, and my heart pounding when I do really much of anything, and feeling every now and again I'll feel dizzy, or like my eyes aren't catching up with my head. Like, it's really weird to explain, but again, those symptoms are not terribly abnormal for me when I'm having a bout of like a POTS episode. So I don't know. That's the status right now. I am in my office. That was my goal yesterday, was to go to my office, and I didn't. So today, I'm planning on doing as much in my office as I can, as much as I feel like. I'm not gonna film today. It's just ridiculous. There's no point in me trying to make myself get ready just to film when I've already got 2 videos ready to go up next week. By next week, I'm hoping I will feel well enough to film and motivated to film, because if not, then I won't have a video for the week after. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. One of the benefits of YouTube and being your own boss is being able to set your own schedule and work when you can. And obviously I try not to miss weeks ever of uploading, unless it's intentional, like I'm on vacation, or even when I'm on vacation, I usually schedule things out. So anyway, I think I'm stressing myself out too much about making sure I don't miss a week. If I miss a week, I miss 2 weeks. It's not the end of the world. So that's why I'm not filming today, because I just feel like it's silly to push myself to do that when it's not necessary. So my plan, and like I said yesterday, I can plan all I want, but it may or may not turn out that way. As long as I keep feeling decently good, then I will work in my office most of the day, all day if I can. I'm trying to email my husband. He went to go get the Lowe's curbside pickup, and he doesn't have the email, so I'm emailing him. But I'm hoping to stay in here and do as much as I can in my office, because again, like I said yesterday, I could literally work in my office all day long, every single day, and never run out of stuff to do. I've got to pay bills. My husband doesn't do any of that stuff, so he would have no clue how to pay it, or where to pay it, or where the stuff is. He doesn't keep track of any of that stuff. So I've got a big stack of bills I need to pay. I've got some YouTube stuff I need to work on. I've got some stuff I need to file. I've got some homeschool stuff to work on. So I'm hoping that I feel like working in here all day. I'm hoping that I feel like maybe, I don't want to say take a walk, but we'll say take a mosey. Maybe I will feel like moseying in front of the house. Loki is staring at me in the door. Maybe I'll feel like just kind of going out front and moseying around a little bit. Okay, it is 12:09. I'm still working in my office at my desk, paying bills, but we got all 3 of my husband and the girls' COVID tests back, and they're all 3 negative. So I was scared, like my stomach was in a knot because I had registered my youngest even though I wasn't there. So I got her test results, but then my husband got his and my oldest daughter's. But they're all 3 negative. I am going to get them tested again next week, just because, you know, even though they tested negative 2 days ago, like they took their test 2 days ago, they could still possibly be in the process of getting it and not know it. Does that make sense? Like they could still be infected and not know it yet. It could not show up on the test yet. Wanted to share it with you guys. Okay, it's 2:30 and I'm still sitting at my desk. I did get up and move around a little bit. I went out in the back porch and swept off a couple pieces of grass. Not a whole lot, but I'm planning on eating my lunch on the back porch since I can't eat with my husband and the girls. He went to get lunch, and I have been working in my office since I came down here this morning, which is what I was hoping to be able to do. I got all the bills paid, which took quite a while. All the receipts were recorded and scanned into my Fetch app, so that takes a while. I filed everything. I had a stack of filing about this big. It wasn't just from having COVID. It's just because I haven't filed any bookwork or paperwork in the last few weeks. And I was even able to do English and history with my youngest. She sat in the kitchen over there, and I sat here at my desk and did that with her, because as I'm filming this, our last day of school is supposed to be the 16th. My last day of school with her, not her older sister, because she's doing college classes. And I was trying to not have to push that back, because in my mind, mentally, that's the last day. In her mind, mentally, it's definitely the last day. Like, she's done. So I told her, I was like, she's like, oh, do I have to do it today? And I was like, yeah, because unless you want to do school longer than we planned and go longer than the 16th. And she was like, no. So I did that with her, and I went ahead and started filling out her schedule for next week, which will be our last week. If everything goes as planned, if she does all the work she's supposed to do, we will finish up a chapter of history on Friday and finish up a chapter in English on Friday, which is what I what I would want. I don't want to end school on like the middle of a chapter or something. So that'll give her a test on Friday for both of those subjects. I went ahead and like Clorox wiped my laptop really well, and she's doing her math with teaching textbooks. She hasn't done that the last 2 days because I had my laptop upstairs in my room. So she's doing that, and I'm still feeling pretty good. I still don't feel great. My back still hurts, and I still feel shaky, but maybe not as bad as yesterday. So I'm hoping that continues. And what my plan is probably going to be is I'm at a good stopping point. I say stopping point in my office. Like I said, there really is never a stopping point, but I'm at a decent stopping point now where I can have lunch, and then maybe after lunch I'll go and take a nap, or try to take a nap, and then get back up. And by that point, my youngest should have her schoolwork done. If I feel like it, I'll be able to grade that and then come back in here and work at my desk. But I'm actually looking forward to eating my lunch outside. It's a beautiful day. My husband mowed, so everything's nice and trimmed. And it's gonna be so much nicer today to eat lunch on the patio than eating lunch in the bed like I did yesterday. I hate eating in bed. I don't even like breakfast in bed. Do you guys like breakfast in bed? When my kids were little, they used to bring me breakfast in bed, and it was so sweet, but I hate eating in bed. It's so gross. It makes you feel so disgusting and bleh. So I'm excited to eat at a table, in a chair, outside. I'm pretty happy about that. So anyway, good news today with the girls and my husband's test. And then, you know, that scared me, somebody knocked on the door. And then good news so far with how I'm feeling. So that's my check-in for now. Hey guys, it's the next day and I still look exactly the same as I did yesterday. I feel pretty good. My main issues still are the POTS issues, which I actually looked up either last night or this morning. And then I saw some articles that were really interesting about people who got COVID, who never previously had any POTS conditions, symptoms, diagnosis, ended up showing up with POTS after they got COVID. And then people that already had POTS and knew they had POTS, like me, POTS is actually exaggerated by COVID, which is what I figured. What I've been saying to you guys in the past few days was that my POTS have been worse. So at least I know that's not abnormal. The thing that bothers me is, you know, I have times when my POTS ebbs and flows. I'll have like little mini episodes, or you know, back when I first found out I had POTS, I was having symptoms that lasted for months. So I'm hoping that's not the case with this. There's a variety of other symptoms that I have, or that there are, or you can have with POTS. Here's an example. Just walking upstairs, my heart rate went to 119. If you know my pulse, I am always a really, really low pulse person, normally. I have low blood pressure, and I've even had people at doctor's offices try to take my blood pressure with the cuff, and they can't find it. They have to use their hands to do it. So the other day, my pulse was 58, just normally, baseline, 58, 59, 60. So to jump up to 119 just walking upstairs, that's like a slightly aerobic heart rate. That's something that you would probably have if you were doing something a little bit strenuous. So walking up the stairs should not be that big of an issue. So usually what comes with that is, in my case, feeling like my heart is just gonna jump out of my chest. The rapid heart rate, shakiness, sometimes dizziness. I've only ever passed out, well, other than the time I was pregnant, but I don't count that. I've only ever passed out one time, knock on wood. That was a non-pregnancy POTS episode. And that was brought on by a really sick stomach. And I will sometimes feel like I'm gonna pass out when I'm really sick at my stomach. Like I felt like that on Sunday. But anyway, so I'm a little upset about that because I've worked really hard over the last few years to try to treat the POTS issues myself. And for the most part, they had gone away. I mean, I would still have symptoms, but they weren't every day. They weren't, you know, consistent like that. So hopefully that will go away as my COVID goes away. Today is actually day 7 of being sick, and only because I got sick a week ago tomorrow. And then if you don't count the night I found out, because I found out Wednesday night, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so it's 3 days of actually knowing I had COVID, but I knew I was sick on Easter on Sunday, so it'll be a week tomorrow, exactly a week tomorrow. Today's actually my husband's birthday, so that's kind of annoying because obviously we can't do anything, and there's way worse situations to be in. And even if he wasn't in quarantine, he would be working today, so it's not like we'd be doing anything exciting anyway. It just kind of stinks because I can't even hug him for his birthday or anything like that. So that's kind of obnoxious. But what I'm going to do is I spent most of the morning and early afternoon. It is 2:39. I've spent all that time in my office, did a few things. I stripped the bed though first, and I've got my sheets in the dryer actually. I'm hoping that if things continue the way they have been, that I am gonna just consistently get better. I'm hoping. I know people say you can get worse between say day 7 and 10, but I'm hoping that I will continue to get better. So this is like my attempt at preliminary cleaning. I'm obviously gonna wash the sheets again, but this is like the first time washing them since I got sick. So I'm gonna wash, they're in the dryer right now actually, and I washed the little stuffed animal. I have a Squishmallow pillow that I sleep on. It's extra squishy, so I've got that in the dryer. I'm gonna work a little bit in my bathroom. I think I'm gonna go, I need to do that anyway. I needed to clean my bathroom even before I got COVID, but I think little bitty baby steps. There's Loki. This is the state of my bathroom right now. I went ahead and took out the tray that I keep my toothbrush in, just because, you know, if anything off my toothbrush got on that, it would be potentially germy. So I took that out and I left that downstairs for my husband to bleach and then run through the dishwasher. So I figured while I've got that out, I see some like gunky stuff. So I'm gonna work on cleaning and organizing, just straightening up this drawer. I may also clean my makeup brushes that I use on my eyes, just because I know they say you can potentially get it or spread it through your eyes. I'm going to clean that. Also any lip products that I may have used, and then just generally clean this. I will also probably, if I feel like it, I need to empty the trash and clean the toilet, and that'll probably be all I do today because scrubbing the shower is a very exhausting job and I don't really think I want to do that today, but we'll see. I'm just going to take one step at a time, one thing at a time, see how I feel, and then go from there. But that is the plan for right now, is to baby steps start working on cleaning things up little by little. Okay, it doesn't look a whole lot better, but I washed all of my makeup brushes just in case any brushes that touched my eyes or face could possibly I don't know. I'm just trying to be careful. So I washed all my makeup brushes. I replaced anything that I used that like would have touched my eyes. So my eyeliners, my mascara, and then my 2 lip products that I know that I had used, I actually threw away and ordered another one. So obviously I don't know why I'm showing you that they're not there, but I took those out and threw those away. My contacts, I'm actually going to replace those, but I'm not going to be wearing them for a few days, so they're just kind of over there. And then I thoroughly cleaned and reorganized the drawer, disinfected everything, and then I left out my toothbrush I'm using right now and this tube of toothpaste, and in a few days I'll change them again. And I changed the toothpaste because I'm the type of weirdo that like rubs the top of the toothpaste to get your toothpaste off. So just to be careful, I am going to replace those. I washed this with bleach and it's sitting there for whenever, a couple days from now, I will throw that one away, put what's in there in that one, and throw that other bottle away. And then I've got my retainer soaking in my denture cleaner. I even took off my husband's toothbrush head and wiped his down really well, wiped everything down. I also cleaned the toilet, but I will clean it again in a few days. I did not do the tub, and I don't know what that black stuff is in the tub, but I'll clean that probably, hopefully tomorrow. So for now, the sheets are clean and back on the bed with this big guy. So I'm gonna sit in bed and finish my macaroni and cheese and watch some TV, maybe take a nap. Okay guys, so it is the next day and I've been up for a little while. I slept in, but I was hungry, so I finally got up and ate something. My hair looks super amazing, doesn't it? But anyway, it is Sunday, so it is officially 1 week since I got sick, or at least knew that I was sick. And I'm hoping that there are no new symptoms to come. I know they say sometimes things can come up later than that, but I'm hoping and praying that everything at least stays as good as it's been. And like I said, my main issue has been, other than Sunday when I was super sick, but my main issue since Sunday and Monday has been what I think is my POTS condition. So dealing with that and trying to come back from that. So that's the thing I'm dealing with the most right now, and that bothers me a lot at night. It bothers me a lot when I move around too much. So, but I know not moving around is also bad, because then you get like really out of shape and everything. I don't even mean like physical wise, like looks wise. I just mean like like if you go to the hospital and you try to take your first shower after being in the hospital, you know how exhausting that is. That's what I mean by out of shape. But it has been a week. I'm feeling a lot better right now. My back pain is better today so far. I mean, today it's early, it's still morning, but I haven't taken any Tylenol for that yet, so I'm hoping that's the case. My oxygen sensor broke last night, so my husband had to run out and get me another one just to make sure I have one of those on hand. So far my oxygen's been good the entire time, you know, in the 90s. So like the lowest it went, I think, was 93, and that was like when I was laying down. So that's good. But I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. I shared on Instagram when I found out that I had COVID, and I have gotten so many messages over the course of the last few days from so many of you guys, you know, saying you're praying for us and you're praying for me. And repeatedly certain people have come back and said, you know, every day, how are you today? How are you today? You know, and that just means a lot to me, because I'm just somebody making YouTube videos, and I sit in my room or I'm around my house filming myself, and I know you guys are going to see it eventually. But when things like this happen, and it happened with my parents too, when I had posted on Instagram for you guys to pray for them, and so many of you guys said you were, and you repeatedly asked like, how are your parents? And now you're asking about me. That means a lot to me, and it just further backs up the fact that my YouTube channel is not just me. It's God's channel first, and it's mine, your channel second. And it really is a community, and I can't tell you how much I've appreciated all your prayers. I don't know what my next video is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to have a weekly vlog next week. Just because if it's more of the same of this week, I'm probably not going to make one. You guys don't need to see me rolling around in bed for another week. But if I'm up a lot more and maybe working around the house more, like cleaning up, maybe. But I don't know yet what's gonna happen, because I do still have to stay away from my family for at least a few more days. So we'll see. You'll see. You'll know when it comes out. There will be another weekly vlog eventually. I just don't know if it'll be next week. But all that to say that I appreciate you spending this week with me, and as much as I try to keep my channel uplifting and happy, and as much as this week could have gone a lot better, it could have also gone a lot worse. It means a lot to me to share my life with you guys, and then when you guys comment and like it and ask about me, and you know, that is proof that makes me happy, because that makes me think that you accept me and you understand me and you appreciate me. And I think everybody needs that. Everybody needs to feel accepted and appreciated and cared for and liked, and you guys have done that for me, especially this week. So I really thank you for that. And I'm going to sign off for this vlog, and hope that I only continue to get better from this point on. Hope that my husband and the girls continue to be negative with their tests. We're going to get them tested again in a few days. But otherwise, if you like this video, even though it's kind of not that great of a topic, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.